It is that time of year again when we're going to do our annual garden walk. The front planters haven't really changed a lot. We have the Vista petunias, so you have Silverberry and Paradise. And then in the back we have the Pretoria cannas. And then the stuff in the front, believe it or not, that has lived in these planters for about 3 years. It never winter kills. We have the front of the house. These are just old-fashioned red leaf cannas. They're tried and true. They do wonderful things every year, so I'm still waiting for this section to fill in. It got a little bit of spray this spring. Other than that, they're doing pretty good. We'll take a look at the front door planters here quick. This is the first year that I've actually put begonias in one of my main planters, and they're doing pretty darn good. So I might have to do that again. Let's head over to the planters by the other front door, but I will give you guys a sneak peek of what's to come. Here is the little succulent planter that I put together about a week ago. Everything is rooting in nicely. We have a few agaves going on. I've really fallen in love with agaves as of late. Last year I took a trip to California and I kind of caught the agave bug. So this is my front door. I have my figs still clinging on here. They've been on there for about 3 months now. Even baby ones are coming now, but no one has ripened. I don't know what's going on, but I guess that's that. The Gerber daisies. This is the best they've looked all summer, so I'm thankful that this is looking great for tonight's garden walk. This planter was just to prove that I can grow geraniums. I have had issues with geraniums in the past, and I guess it's proof that I can grow them. This is the front door planters by my other front door. The dragon wings are outdoing themselves. And then these are the Racapulco impatiens. It's just starting to come back into a really nice bloom again, so that's exciting. These guys are putting on their first flowers of the year. The blooms are fantastic on them, they're huge. Alrighty, let's start on the main landscape now. Over in the corner we have lots of things going on. The hydrangeas are just starting to blush this week because we've gotten cooler weather. This is a Zinfandel hydrangea, and Proven Winners does not put it out anymore. I'm not sure why not, but I always love the fact that it gets the blush on it. This is a dahlia. This is also an experiment from this year. I wanted to see if I could grow dahlias because I've had issues with them in the past, and it's doing great, but unfortunately, someone has gotten the munchies, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I guess flowers are food to some things amongst us. My alliums are just starting to look good here. I have Black Hawk's blue stem that I just planted back there. You can see it turning purple already, which is exciting. I'm gonna circle back around back here. These are just in their final stages, but this is the playtime Oriental lilies. And while we're here, this could be a fun view for you guys. Anyway, enough of the glamour shots here. The coneflowers are doing the best I've ever seen them this year in my landscape. This is a Bobo hydrangea. and I really like the blooms on it. The heads are very fluffy and they're sturdy. This plant doesn't flop. This one, if you would look inside this plant, I had to prop it up here a few days ago because we had a wind blow through here and it kind of did its number. This is a mom, so hopefully that will be doing some things this fall. This is always a very popular plant amongst the visitors at my house. So it is a sensitive plant, also called a mimosa. So if you touch the leaves, they will close. And then about 15 minutes later, they spring back and they're good to go. And even like, so if it gets shaken, like the whole thing looks like it is very angry, but it'll be fine. This is my calla lily patch, and it's starting with its second blooming. Sometimes the second blooming is a little bit underwhelming, but I'm just happy that I have a little bit of something to tide me through to the fall. The African daisies are just starting in with another rebloom. The wind kind of did a number on a few things, but I guess it'll be okay. The pollinators are going crazy on my sunflowers today. There's a little bumblebee, but it's just alive with all things that are flying in the air right now. I have a mix of salvia here. This is my Magellans. Usually I have a really nice plot of those Magellan zinnias, but they didn't sprout for me this year, so that's about what I was able to glean. And then I threw some coleus in back to kind of fortify the lack of zinnias this year. This is another dahlia that I have in here. It's doing nice things this year. It started off pretty small, but you can see just how large it has gotten. So I have my Alaskan nasturtiums. This is the main attraction in the landscape, my sea of vista petunias. In the middle, we have the reblooming proven winter sunflowers, and that's what those are over here too. Usually sunflowers are a one and done thing, but they have these hybridized so that they bloom all summer, so they've been going non-stop since this spring. We have more Pretoria cannas, and we have the first blooms on the red leaf cannas. These are the last blooms on my daylilies until they start reblooming. So this one is, I want to say Rosie Returns, or Stephanie Returns, I think is what that one is. And we have a grasshopper that I'm going to get rid of here. But this is Hungry Eyes, and if that isn't the best color ever, I don't know what is. But yesterday it was absolutely just covered with blooms, but it's really kind of, it was at its peak about a week ago, but here we are. This here is a double reblooming sunflower. I'm going to be planting more of those next year if I can find more in garden centers. Back here hiding is a rose bush that I had planted here, I don't know, about 3-ish weeks ago. I had went on a trip to Oregon and we visited an incredible rose garden. So I decided that I needed to add a few to the landscape. I planted some of these guys, the latanas, this year. These are the Cupola Vivid Orchid, and I'm tempted to put those in the center next year, but we'll see how that goes. I'm really liking the color combo between the tangerine and the purple, so I might, instead of the tangerine, I might be doing these guys, which are the sun patients, in the center over there. That or else I could just do orange marigolds if I wanted to be cheap. But we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. This is a new introduction from Proven Winners. It is little lime punch, so it stays small, but the blooms go from a limey green to white, and then they will turn pink to red. And then it just kind of keeps on putting out different rebloomings, so it's wonderful. It's my second year. I actually had used the flowers out of that for a bouquet last year, so then we're getting into the shade garden. We have lots of hostas. One of my favorite here, actually two of my favorites, we have June hosta, and then we have Autumn Frost right beside it. Blue mouse ears is always a fun one for the fronts of the border. We have Red Lightning coral bells, and then there's Georgia Peach right there. We have another sun patient. And then this was kind of an experiment. This is a Panaceal hydrangea, which is the same as like that guy and the one over there, but this is in a much shadier location, so I wanted to see how it would do. Let's circle back around over to the back door now. This planter is getting eaten alive. So this is strawberry lemonade. So you can see it starts off yellow, and then in the cooler weather it fades to pink, so it's really putting on a nice show here. The Silver Falls dichondria, it's so fun just to kind of mess with because it's so flowy. But it always does amazing in my planters. It's a staple because it's such a beautiful color. And then this, being at large, is Wicked Witch. It's a coleus, and the leaves on that puppy are just insanely huge. But the entire plant, I was gonna cut it back, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So here we are. There is the banana. I'm really hoping this might be the year it puts out some bananas, but we'll see. I kind of made up my mind that it is not going to be coming back into the house this fall, so it's either going to find a different a different home, or it may meet its final demise. But I wanted to get a smaller variety. There's one called Truly Tiny, and it only gets a couple feet tall. But anyway, we've gone full circle. Thank you for taking a walk with me through the garden. I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to come visit me sometime in person, and I will let you see everything you just saw in the video. Have a great day. Bye.